Hey, it's Doug Cunnington from Niche Site Project, and this is another session of the Q&A. So it's September 2014 right now. It has been a couple weeks since the last one of these Q&A sessions. So let's get to it. I have a few things to go through. So the first question is around competition analysis. So this question is from Rob, and it sort of relates to keyword research and really choosing a niche overall. So in a nutshell, Rob has found some great keywords, and he sees the keyword competition numbers from Longtail Pro Platinum are generally under 25, and he thinks they're acceptable to go after when he looks at the top 10 results in Google, so all the results on the front page. It looks like those particular results perhaps are not optimized for those keywords very well, and he thinks he can beat them. However, the big issue that he sees is they are large retailers, so companies like Macy's, REI, Nordstrom, I bet Walmart and Target and a few other big retailers are in there too. So it looks like obviously the age of those sites are, it's over 10 years in most cases, and it looks like those sites are going to be tough to beat. And he's probably right in a lot of ways. So what's my answer to this? So overall, I am assuming that he is probably targeting certain products that are reviews and that sort of thing, basically monetized through Amazon Associates. So that's usually what I do. So that's what my assumption is. Now, he's looking at competition that's mainly e-commerce sites. That would make me nervous. If there are a lot of those results in the top 10, it makes me think that maybe it'll be a little too hard. Those are obviously big sites, and they have a very strong domain authority. So what I recommended to Rob is to make sure that he is going after buyers' keywords. So that would, and I guess that would sort of weed out some of this harder competition in most cases. Not always, but in most cases it should help. So he should maybe try looking at a keyword phrase that has best and then the keywords in the product, or the keywords and product name and then reviews or something like that. That way, it's really targeting people that are trying to get more information about the product, and it's really just a buyer's keyword. So the other thing I wanted to add is the KC number is, I am pretty sure it's based on the Moz metrics of domain authority and page authority in a lot of cases. So I know there are other factors involved. I'm not sure the weighting or exactly how those values are determined. However, I know that the PA and the DA are used in that KC number factor. So why am I even mentioning this? In a lot of cases, a lot of the backlinks will be cloaked when you analyze some of your competition. The reason why is a lot of links nowadays are coming from PBNs, and people with PBNs will often use some small bits of code to block the backlink crawlers from Open Site Explorer from Moz, Ahrefs, or Majestic SEO. So they'll just, make those particular PBN domains hidden from the backlink crawler. So when you go and look and try and find the backlinks of your competition, you'll find some of the backlinks, but in a lot of cases, you won't find all of them. So overall, what I recommended to Rob is to make sure he was going after the right kind of buyers' keywords. Hopefully, in that case, that he would see that some of those bigger websites that are retailers would go away and not be targeting those new keywords that he's going after. And then it may also be that the KC numbers are artificially low. And then lastly, I did mention that every niche is different, and he may be able to go and compete and do a better job in the search results than those big websites. The key thing would to be providing the value to the visitors and solving their problem. If he could do that, then the visitors will stay longer on his site. There'll be other good signs passed along to Google indicating that that's a good site for the visitors to be spending time on. Thus, Google would bump up the search rankings. The next question is around Amazon earning reports and some errors that you might see. So this question is from John, and in general, it sounds like he's seen some inconsistencies both with the number of orders, the number of items shipped, and sometimes the number of items shipped seems to vary. He's not sure why. So he's asking what happened. In addition, it looks like a couple days later, 2 weeks later or so, the reports actually showed zero earnings, which was incorrect. Previously, he had a few $100s of earnings showing. So overall, it's just confusing. He wants to know what happened and will I get paid? So thanks, John, for your question. And I could tell you I've seen some inconsistencies myself in some of the reports. In fact, the same few days that you were seeing issues, I saw the same sort of thing on my reports as well. So starting from the top, it does take some time for the orders to ship, and sometimes orders are shipped in the next month. So it's not unusual to see, for example, in August, maybe 81 items were ordered, but only 75 shipped. And then in early September, the rest of the items would most likely get shipped. The rest, I think, are probably just reporting issues. So like any big company with a lot of different systems, a lot of different data that they're tracking, there are just times when they need to do maintenance. Maybe they're upgrading their systems or hardware, and really anything. There's just so many reasons why a system could be down, and inconsistencies may show up in the reports. Most of the time, they'll see the issues. It may take them a couple days to fix, and then it's overall just resolved. So relax and check again in a few days, and most of the time, it should be resolved. If not, of course, you could contact Amazon or whoever you're working with for your affiliate programs. The next question is about outsourcing. So I've been asked several times, what do I outsource? How much work do I outsource? And what do I do myself? So I'll take this answer and approach it from the standpoint of niche sites. I write all the material on niche site project other than any guest post. Those are clearly noted. So for the niche sites, I generally outsource about 90% of the content. I write some of the material, but most of the time I will have it outsourced. In addition, I have 100% of the PBN articles outsourced. I don't write any of those, and I usually get all of my writers from Odesk. I'll very, very clearly have a specific kind of job posting, whether I want money site articles or if I want to have the PBN articles. So I can actually share those kind of, the details of what's in the job postings and how much I pay and that sort of thing. So, in general, for the PBN articles, I typically pay, say, like $5 to $8, depending on the writers and the quality of the material and how much experience they have. So it is more expensive than some other folks are paying. However, I'm finding that the amount of overhead and the additional work that I have to do is much less if I just pay a little bit more for the writing. So the other thing to add is I get native English speakers. Typically, they're located in Canada, the US, maybe the UK or Australia. It just depends. It doesn't matter if they're located somewhere else, but I am looking for native English speakers to have a very, very clean article and just well done grammar. So better than my own most of the time. So for the money sites, I'm paying more than that. I'm paying probably for about 1,000 words. I'm paying about $20. So it's more expensive, but the quality of the writing is much better, and I know that the writers are doing some research for that. Up next, as far as planning and what I'm going to do with each of the sites, I don't outsource any of that. I have a pretty specific plan that I'm following, and I'll discuss the ideas with my wife. She's very aware of the process and what we're trying to do and achieve. So we'll sort of look at each one of our projects and figure out what needs to be done next and how to prioritize all the tasks. And lastly, my wife does work directly with the writers and sort of serves as a content manager. So she can take the finished articles, process them however we need to, and publish them either on the PBN or on the money sites. So I actually handle the HR portion and hire and pay and that sort of thing, but she does the day-to-day tasks. So it's worked out really well. It's freed my time up quite a bit, and it's, I guess, given her more control over some of those areas, and she can, train the writers exactly how they need to be trained. So I think that concludes the questions for this time around. And if you have questions yourself, let me know. You could actually add some in the comments below if you wanted to, and I'll keep track of them for next time. Or you can send me an email, and I'll put them on the queue and answer them next time. Thanks.